Welcome to On the Beat, the podcast that uncovers full frontal male nudity in cinema. Can I start again? It's right in the beginning.
I guess. It's taking up all of our time.
What?
Jeez.
So rude.
Fucking believe it. Christ. Just not very fair.
I'm going.
Yeah, go for it then.
Welcome to On the Beat, the podcast that uncovers full frontal male nudity in cinema. My name is Laura, and I am joined by my co-host Ryan.
Hello.
Ryan, are you so excited about October horror month?
Ooh, it's very spooky in here.
Ooh, there's spooky penises.
The
like
fog's
little
starting
penis
to roll
bats
in. Yeah.
flying around.
Little penis bats?
Like if a penis had wings.
Oh. Don't know
We
if I'm
saw
a
this
fan
in
of
Italy,
that.
remember?
Yeah, we did. I just don't know if I'm
Called
a
a
massive
tintinnabulum.
fan. A tintinnabulum.
Yeah, that's what they're called. And they're supposed to ward away demons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'm a massive fan of like them like fluttering about the house.
I love them. We're going to make some for the house
Oh, okay.
to keep us safe. Penis, protect me.
Yes, that's what that was their primary cause of yeah.
That's why they existed.
Yeah. I learned something.
Speaking of demons, are you ready to talk about the 1980 horror film Night of the Demon?
Yes.
Directed by James C. Wasson.
Yes. I know of him.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you know of him?
He made Night of the Demon. Wasn't a joke. I mean, that's true. He did do Night of the Demon.
Anything else?
No, this is his only film. This is it. No. He hasn't got an illustrious career. Or at least if he's got an illustrious career, it isn't in film.
True.
So.
I tried to find him on the internet and I'm like, is he a doctor? And like,
Yeah, you found a bunch of doctors.
like, I don't know, New York or something. I don't know where he lives.
I mean, if I'm going to do a spiel, I could do a spiel about how this isn't the only film, like, with this title.
There's a lot.
Yeah. So, some people, some cinephiles out there might be like, Ryan, why have you not mentioned the 1957 Jack Turner classic horror movie? It's like, well, I'm just about to, fool. And it's...
Jesus. So hostile right off. Right off the bat.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that film was called Night of the Demon. That's from 1957. And then there's the Night of the Demons, plural. You got the Night of the Demons trilogy from 88, 94, and 97.
Probably more familiar with those.
Yeah, I think they're more fun, if I remember, than this one. But I mean, to be fair, this Night of the Demon that we're going to be covering today is pretty bloody funny.
Does this movie have a demon in it?
Has something that acts very demonically
I don't know
in
about
one
that.
way or another.
Demonic.
There is like pagan rituals and stuff like that in this movie as well. I know you might have forgotten that thing, but like they worship a deity, and there's a pagan ritual, and they are.
When did that happen?
Well, remember they were like when they were camping and stuff, and then they came back and they were like. We're like, oh, we noticed someone was getting raped, so we fired off a few rounds to like scare them off. Yeah, and they were worshipping what we found out to be a Bigfoot deity.
Bigfoot deity.
Yeah.
Never heard those words together before.
No, this is the Angry Bigfoot movie.
The one we've all been waiting for.
Well, Bigfoot's a problem, as I found out.
Jesus.
Yeah, to the point where in Oklahoma they recently introduced the Bigfoot hunting bill. Because obviously he's an issue. So trying to boost tourism, basically you go there with your license and you can get...
Your Bigfoot license.
Your Bigfoot license. I mean, you need to have a license. You can't just shoot at randos. So like you go out there and if you bring back the head of Bigfoot, you get $25,000 of reward for capture.
So I found a slightly different bit of information where they're filming a television show. And yeah, again, it's like a tourism thing.
Okay.
But the reward is $3 million.
That means it is a desperate situation.
So you don't think it's just to boost ratings
No.
You think there's a genuine problem?
No, I think the FBI needs to drop what it's doing and they need to get their asses over to Oklahoma and need to get themselves this fucking problem sorted out.
People are scared.
I'm terrified.
Oh my gosh, Ryan.
Like, there's Bigfoot issues. There's
You're scaring me.
106. Well, there's 106 Bigfoot sightings in Oklahoma since. Well, that was from a time to January 2021.
So it could have been like from all of time. There's been a total
potentially
since Bigfoot.
Hi, but you said to me earlier, Bigfoot's only really been a thing since like 58.
Yeah, since 1958 there was, and that is the earliest American recording of a Bigfoot sighting, I think. And it was a joke.
No.
Ryan, I don't think Bigfoot's real. And I'm starting to worry about you. But in 1958, someone had written into the Humboldt Times.
You have no sense of wonder. I come from Scotland. We have the Loch Ness Monster, so...
That's true.
Yeah. All you...
Country of dreamers.
All you skeptics and you Philistines.
Well, a logger from California wrote into the Humboldt Times saying
That's someone who deals with logs of wood.
Yes.
Yeah, logger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he wrote
Not like an edit
saying...
logger.
A what?
An edit logger.
What's that?
That's like some poor cunt who goes in there and writes down time codes for a living.
Jesus, that sounds like what I do with these dick movies.
Yeah.
I'm a dick logger.
No, I just come in and tell jokes and watch movies and I fuck off.
I'm logging dicks.
Yeah.
All day, all night.
Yeah, it's a sight to see. Anyway.
Well, he had written in that he saw big footprints around his work site.
Terrifying.
And he said... You know, he made like a joke about, oh, maybe we have an abominable snowman over here in Northern California. But what had actually happened, Ryan, it wasn't Bigfoot. I'm telling you.
So you say.
Okay.
All right.
He had said, he had told his family, he didn't tell anybody else. So and he kept this secret to his grave. His name's Ray Wallace, I believe. Okay. And he told his family that he had made out of wood these big 16-inch footprints. And he stamped them all around his work site to play a joke on his coworker. And everyone thought it was funny. And apparently Ray Wallace was a hilarious prankster. But he didn't tell anybody. And he died. And his family told the papers. But then it had blown up to such gargantuan proportions that no one believed that it was fake. They're like, I don't know. It's been too long. Someone's seen something, because everyone ever since that day has seen, not everyone, but people claim to have seen things. You're out in the woods.
Hey, look,
the story got bigger than him.
I'm going to quote Carlson, who's in this movie, where you don't poke fun at Bigfoot.
Okay.
He is bad news.
I mean, what is it? Cryptozoology, right? And that's kind of the study of extinct or mythological characters or creatures.
Yeah, made up shit.
It's still a thing. It's still a thing today. Your Loch Ness Monsters, your Bigfoot.
Yeah.
There's
nothing wrong with, diving into, the realms of imagination with this sort of stuff. I think that's fine. I think out of all of those tales, I think the Bigfoot saga is probably more plausible than, say, a giant dinosaur in the bottom of a lake.
I don't know. I would more agree with water-based creatures, because the ocean is so deep and dark. We don't go in there, we don't live in that world. Bigfoot lives in our world.
70% of the Earth's oceans is still unexplored.
Exactly. So why can't something be in there? There was a story, and I think it was Clearwater, Florida, or Sarasota or something, where there was these tracks, and I don't know if they were prints or tracks or something, on the beach. And this is in the 70s or something. Mm-hmm. Probably people like to make jokes and tell stories just like Ray Wallace. And people are like, there's a sea creature. And then you found out years and years and years later that it was this old man on the beach just having fun. And he made the same thing. He made these big old feet. And the people are trying to debunk the fact, that it's real. They're like, there's no way. And they try to figure out how these big feet would get on the beach, but he told everyone how he did it, and the people thought there was an incredibly gigantic sea creature walking around in Florida.
It's crazy.
But yeah, don't be scared. There's no Bigfoot.
I'm not scared. I'm just like...
In Florida.
I'm just about ready to knock down all you fucking naysayers out there. Just like, don't think it's a problem.
So it's a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem.
Sorry, Oklahoma.
Hey, look. At least they're putting some power in the hands of the people who can deal with it. You know what I mean? Yeah, just get a bunch of men with guns to just go out into the forest and just start shooting things randomly.
Sounds very safe.
It's worked out fine for plenty of people. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know that there is a Bigfoot style creature in Florida?
Oh.
So I told you not to be scared, but maybe you should.
We need to get a gun. Yeah, just get a gun.
He's a swamp ape.
I don't want a fucking thing coming to the front door.
Swamp ape.
And being like, no.
It's coming for you.
Terrify the dog. And then I've got to like deal with it as well.
Yeah.
I've got to like trap lizards and all sorts of stuff. I'm not dealing with swamp ape.
Yeah.
What if he tries to get into my car?
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen there?
You're going to have to...
Blow his fucking head off. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to carpool with swamp ape. I think I've done that with plenty of relationships in my time. Either way, like, if fucking George Henderson, like, if Harry from Harry and the Hendersons...
Oh, no, that's a Bigfoot movie.
Yeah, was anything like the Bigfoot in this movie, like, George Henderson would have to blow his fucking head off.
Like, that's a Bigfoot movie that'll make you cry.
Yeah, be it John Lithgow or fucking Bruce Davison, who plays George in that movie and the TV show.
I mean, everyone should know John Lithgow from the film Raising Cain.
Yeah, or Cliffhanger.
Yes.
Where he's got that accent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love him.
But yeah, no. I mean, if Harry was anything like this Bigfoot is, no, I have to deal with it. Get animal control out or something. Like, you'd have to deal with it.
You have to put him down.
You've got to put him down. Yeah.
He's around your kids.
It's a dangerous animal. Fuck yeah! Like, there's this Bigfoot fucking kills 2 Girl Scouts who are running around with kitchen knives in the woods, and forces them to stab each other.
He like puts their hand right, and then the other person's hand, and they're just like stabbing each other side by side.
Yeah.
Like, oh no!
We've all been there where you've taken a small child and you're like, stop punching yourself. Except with him, it's stop stabbing yourself.
Yes. Oh
yeah.
my god.
Aye.
Yeah.
And it could be only one logical reason as to what happened there is Bigfoot did this. So obviously when the authorities saw it, they were just like, this is Bigfoot's doing.
The only way you know a Bigfoot's been there is if you see a Bigfoot footprint.
Yeah.
That's how you know. That's his mark.
Well, it's either that or it's Sideshow Bob.
Or like a really big shit. Sideshow Bob.
Yeah. Sideshow
Bob.
But
he wears the shoes though, so it's different. Bigfoot doesn't wear shoes. So, like, if Bigfoot wore shoes, he would be like Sideshow Bob.
Yeah, but Sideshow Bob didn't have to wear shoes all the time. He didn't wear shoes in bed. You know, he could walk around the woods if he wanted to.
Okay.
With his big feet.
So now we know. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma either has a Sideshow Bob problem,
an
animated character.
You know what Cowboy Curtis used to say in the Pee Wee show?
What?
He used to say, big feet, big boots. That's what he used to say.
Oh.
Yeah. Because obviously everyone attributes big feet to potentially having big dick. But obviously it's a kid's show. You can't say things like that. You're not going to get Lawrence Fishburne saying that, like squirting that out in like Pee-wee's Playhouse. That show's already a little bit.
Squirting out in Pee-wee's Playhouse. That's what you just said.
Yeah, whoever was playing Pee-wee, I mean, he's a weirdo. Pee-wee's Kill House. That's what it looks like. It looks like fucking...
Kill House.
Yeah, it looks fucking weird.
Paul Rubens.
Yeah, nah. I guess we can continue onwards.
Okay. But, we don't need to talk about Paul Rubens masturbating in a theater. That's fine. Everyone knows that story. Hey, would you like to hear the synopsis of this movie?
Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't come as any surprise what this is about, but...
Okay. A professor and his students have a grisly encounter with a Sasquatch-like creature that prowls the backwoods.
Basically, all it needs to be a synopsis of is 3 words, and it's Angry Bigfoot. That's all it is.
That's 2 words.
What? No, it's Bigfoot. Bigfoot's not 1 word,
it's a title. Bigfoot's a title.
All right, well,
so
2 words.
So be the Angry Bigfoot.
God, now I just feel like a fucking idiot.
Angry Bigfoot.
The Angry Bigfoot movie. Is there any
That's
other
4
Bigfoot?
words.
Is there any other angry... Okay. Is there any other, like, Angry Bigfoot movies?
I have looked up different Bigfoot movies, and I think the most popular is obviously Harry and the Hendersons, and there's other ones that have come out.
Bigfoot.
The guy,
Weird
whoever made
Bigfoot.
Blair Witch Project did a Bigfoot movie too.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see it.
No.
Didn't see it.
All right, okay.
So,
Either way.
I mean, it's a movie where there's an anthropology professor who meets someone whose father, who they believe that her father was killed by Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So they take her, I believe, she goes on the trip. They take all the students, anthropology students, on a field trip.
Yeah, she explains in this convoluted manner. There's a picture of the Bigfoot in the newspaper, but from a few viewings, like, I couldn't understand what it was, because I tried to recreate the newspaper for this.
Oh, the newspaper clipping of the murder, like the murder victim. So, like, her father was in the newspaper.
Yeah. And the other picture was so dark, I had no idea what it was, until eventually it was explained to me, oh, no, it's a photo of the Bigfoot. So there's a little ruler next to it for some scale. But the problem, like, she explains, like, we can't prove it because they took the photo and then the negative disappeared. Fucking shady fuckers.
Wow.
Fucking police coming in, they're just like, nah, it's too much of a problem. Don't want to scare the public. See, it's terrifying. Absolutely fucking terrifying.
Calm down.
So scared.
Calm down.
But,
here's the tagline, though. An evil mutation embarks on a wave of brutal butchery.
It's not a lie.
It's also like a synopsis.
Yeah.
Not really a tagline. Yeah, tagline would be like, Bigfoot cometh.
Yeah. Angry Bigfoot wants to be your friend, not, like that.
Hold on to your dicks, he's coming for you.
Hold on to your dicks, yeah. He's gonna rip your dick off.
Don't sleep in a sleeping bag in the middle of the day.
Yeah, he is, yeah, he's coming to get you.
Coming indeed.
He's coming to get you.
Yikes.
No, don't say that like that. It's disgusting. Yeah, I like that opening sequence, like where you see the blood go into his Bigfoot tramp.
Yeah, he murders a guy, and then the blood pools into the Bigfoot.
Yeah, rips the dude's arm off.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah, it's like probably the best bit in the movie is when the blood goes into his Bigfoot and it fills up, and then the title comes up over it.
Yeah,
and you're like, wow, it's really inventive.
And then it's all downhill from there.
Well, a lot of the heavy lifting is done in the music, I find.
Elevator music?
The elevator music. The Dennis McCarthy music for Night of the Demon.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
I have him to blame for the pain in my ears.
Probably. I mean, you might be able to get like a DAT disc or something that maybe has the Night of the Demon soundtrack available for us to listen to at some point.
No.
I mean, where we watched this movie, the quality of it's really bad, and we watched it on YouTube.
It is free on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't think
for how long? Probably forever, because no one.
That's where we saw it at least 2 years ago when I first watched the movie with you.
Yeah,
because we've seen it at least twice.
You over say the span that, of our life. Yet I don't remember it at all.
Put it this way: we watched it this time, and there's stuff that happens that I completely forgot about, and you'd be like, Ryan, why did you forget about that? And it just seemed to happen. So, there's only so much we can store in our brains. But now, after seeing this... I have no
room for any of this in my brain.
Of the
Bigfoot, this one part.
The Bigfoot endemic that seems to be raging across the United States. Really, I think James was onto something when he made this movie. We just need to know. The world just needs to know.
You're not going to sleep tonight, are you?
I mean, do I sleep just in general? Like, usually I'm terrified of something. So yeah, a lot of the heavy lifting is done with the music, and yeah, we get to see the footage that kicks off this adventure.
The scary Bigfoot footage.
Yeah. So basically, it's like your poor man's version of the Patterson footage, which everybody knows about.
What is that? What do you mean everybody knows about it? What are you talking about?
It's the footage of the Bigfoot in the woods. That footage. Patterson footage.
Does someone named Patterson film it?
That's usually how it is. Like, the Zapruder film? It was shot by a dude called Zapruder.
Okay.
JFK. Do you not know your history? Jesus.
No.
Right, anyway.
I don't want to watch that film again. It's too long.
What, JFK?
Yeah.
Or the Zapruder film, which is maybe less than a minute.
Oh, is that the one with the shot?
Back and to the left.
Back and to the left, yeah.
All right. So, they're watching it, and I think the Bigfoot shows up, and it's obviously a man in a hairy suit. Everyone's like, oh God, oh jeez, oh God, oh God, it's Bigfoot.
Yikes.
Yeah, as opposed to that's a joke store costume.
It's definitive proof, Ryan.
Yeah, there's a lot of very stilted performances in this movie. Now, does that mean it's bad? No.
Yes.
This is a flashback movie as well. It starts in the hospital room with the professor who's been mangled, and he goes to tell the story of how he came to be in this position.
His whole face was burned off.
He is reminded just
Except
before he tells this. Well, he believes it all to be true, and you know what? I am inclined to believe him.
He was there.
Well, of course, he got all fucked up. Why is he gonna lie?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't burn his own face off.
There was 5 different victims. There's a demon who's very creative. This demon that we referred is a Bigfoot. We find out is a Bigfoot.
Well, yeah, and I didn't even bring this up. The original title of this film was The Revenge of the Bigfoot.
Yeah, a much more apt and fitting title.
Yeah, they only changed it because the Bigfoot craze started to fall off in the 70s. So they changed it to Night of the Demon.
Yeah, that's when problems start.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, that's when problems start. When people start to forget what's going to happen to them.
Forget their roots.
Yeah. Either way, we get this fantastic scene in the hospital. Really, really solid performances.
Oh God.
And the doctor goes, it would help if you just started at the beginning.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Because he needs instruction.
I'm like, fuck yeah. It's like, might as well just come up with a title of Story Beginning Now. Just in case you were in any way, shape, or form confused as to what was happening. This
isn't a Monty Python film, so we don't need that.
No, I mean, it's probably about as funny, but...
Doubtful.
There's the sex in the van.
That sex scene...
Lip smacking sex.
Is vile.
The wet lip smacking scene.
It's wet. Don't do it. Don't. Wet. Stop it. Oh my God. Everyone's going to turn this podcast off because it's fucking gross. Wet mouth sounds.
Yeah.
And nipple kisses and...
A lot of titty sucking.
They are making wet mouth sounds that sound like they're eating a big old bowl of spaghetti marinara.
Yeah, spaghetti night in the van.
Slurping spaghetti in the van.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so gross, and they're horrible.
It's like the sound effects they use in Bad Taste. But they're used for comedy value, and that film's if we're gonna be realistic here. I did give Night of the Demon 5 stars, but I mean Bad Taste is obviously objectively a far better film.
Well, yeah.
But
this is a joke 5 stars.
Yeah, they're having sex in the van.
Yeah, I can't stand wet mouth sounds. It's so gross to me.
Yeah, and they're moaning.
And their moans are weird, and they go on for a really long time.
We'll find that every single moment in this movie tends to go on for an incredibly long amount of time. Ooh. And it's like, right, okay. And then obviously that's with all the very wet lip smacking.
I had to turn the TV down. I'm just laughing oh, gross.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
But
then you see something at the fucking window.
Uh-oh.
You
hear that Bigfoot noise. Okay.
And you just know, Angry Bastard is turning up. He's going to kill something.
That soundtrack and that Bigfoot noise, genius. I swear to God, it's like Lloyd Christmas, Dumb and Dumber, the most annoying sound in the world.
Why isn't anything like that repeated in any other films? Those sorts of music cues.
Those horrible noises that hurt your ears.
I mean, he's coming when you hear it. I mean, it also means there's no tension.
No.
But also,
you know he's coming. A murder.
Well, there's going to be a creative way in which he kills someone.
That's true. Never kill the same way twice.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the van. Nothing really it's not very creative.
No.
He just takes the naked man out of the van, and she's...
No penis.
She's screaming. Yeah, this isn't the dick scene.
No.
We'll tell you when we get there.
Hold your
horses. He gets pulled out, and then he's on the windscreen for, I don't know, 20 minutes?
25, 30 minutes.
As he kind of bleeds out.
And she's like...
She's screaming, breathing very deeply. Yeah, there are a lot of screaming. Whoever did the sound mix needs to figure out that there's very quiet bits of this film, and there's very noisy bits of this film, and they need to equalize it out.
Well, remember, they never work again, so it doesn't matter.
I think that's a real shame. There should have been a sequel to this film.
Jesus.
Yeah, they could have called it Night of the Demons or Night of the Demon 2.
Night of the Demons 3?
Yeah, we could have done a whole
Son
lot.
of Demon.
Yeah.
The other death that I really liked, I think it was like almost right after this, is where the timing of the movie and the timeline is super confusing, and I don't know when is when. Well, it's a flashback, but it might be a flashback within a flashback.
The whole movie is a flashback, but there is also flashbacks within the flashback.
Because all I remember is that, and I know there's other characters that pop up and arrive, but like they end up in sleeping bags, and it's nighttime. But then Bigfoot shows up, and it's daytime.
Yeah. And
Bigfoot comes up, and you hear that horrible noise, and he does. Is it just one person in a sleeping bag, or is it two people?
It's a weird scene, and I mean, I'm glad I'm able to bring this up, but this guy is just sleeping in a field, not even in the woods. It looks like it's in a field, and there's a fire. There's no tent. He's just laying on the ground with a sleeping bag on him.
And it's like he's tucked himself in real good,
He's doing his best to pretend he was asleep. But he's
acting.
He's not very good. And then, for whatever reason, this is pre-Kane Hodder, like, Jason Voorhees that we're seeing here, where Bigfoot picks up the sleeping bag, just starts swinging the fucking thing around. Yeah. And then chucks him onto and impales him on a branch.
Yeah, like upside down, impales him on a branch. Mm-hmm. And he's just bleeding out. He's like,
Again, his death goes on. The deaths go on for a very long time.
Yeah, they really hold on that death face.
Yeah. And it's not that. He's upside down and they're pouring blood. Like, obviously, he's been impaled in the chest and the blood is going, like, you can see it's going in his nose.
Yeah.
And it's like there and it's just like, no. Like, there's probably a reason why he didn't work again.
What did they use in Evil Dead? Didn't they use, like, Caro syrup? Is that what it was called? And then they colored it, and it was that horrible, sticky substance.
Yeah.
I wonder what they used for this movie.
I mean, it looks like fucking Kool-Aid.
It's thick.
Kinda, but it's got that kind of, like, very kind of light look to it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, the guy in the sleeping bag dies, but seemingly during the day, and we're back to night when everyone's camped because it's blue.
So it's like day or night, day, night, right?
Night, day, night. Yeah,
he goes to sleep in the night.
Yeah. So obviously they weren't able to shoot it during the night, or it was too much. Anyway,
the big blue filter.
Either way, they start asking the local town. They go to Herb's General Store. And start asking, like, the locals about the Bigfoot and, like, who to talk to and stuff like that. And seemingly there's this woman that they've all dubbed Crazy Wanda who knows everything about the Bigfoot.
Okay.
And she's been rendered mute because of pregnancy.
Interesting.
Yeah. She had a traumatic pregnancy, and now...
She's still pregnant?
No. But I'm sure the pregnancy came to its obvious conclusion.
Okay.
But people are talking about her, and obviously no one's very nice, referring to her as Crazy Wanda. Small town living. Anyway, there's this one scene where they're, like, talking to a teacher. I'm assuming it's a teacher. The soundtrack's, like, at a school. And the scene opens, like, and it's on the other side of a chain link fence, and this ball hits the chain link fence. So you think it's at a school, right? And they're all playing, and they're talking to this teacher, and basically, the teacher who they're talking to refers to the baby as a mongoloid baby.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's like, that's why they had to get rid of it.
I thought she was a nurse.
Well, either way, it's still kind of fucked up, even if she's a nurse or a teacher.
That's true.
Probably shouldn't be using the term. But anyway.
70s.
Yes.
No one has any feelings.
No. But what we soon find out is this group... They're already in Bigfoot territory. You know?
Oh my god.
They are fucking in the land of the angry bastard.
Oh no.
Big bad bastard. So they tell us, well, the professor, who also tells us all the stories, basically.
Yes,
tells
he's
us
our
every single flashback, every single memoir, every single memory. Because he gets all these stories from the paper, obviously.
So then why does he have to tell us these stories? Doesn't everyone know the story?
I don't know, because he's obsessed with it all. He's obsessed with just like the Bigfoot mythos, it seems like. Yeah. I guess, I don't know. I mean, if you spend your life dedicated in a career to believing shit that's made up, I don't know. I'm not too sure.
But he's an anthropology professor. Like, that has grounding in science and fact. So why he's all of a sudden obsessed with, like, a fucking Bigfoot is weird.
Yeah. Well, thank fuck he's not a priest. Let's put it that way. So, we're now 30 minutes into this movie, so we're now at
the dick scene.
Yes. He refers to he says he has this story about that biker.
That biker dude.
Yeah.
That biker dude that is riding along a mountainside, but it looks like he's just going in right turns, you said?
You know what the biker looks like? He looks like the cartoon version of remember the hunter, the dad from Jumanji?
Oh.
Yeah. That's what he looks like. He's got like kind of monstrous mustache kind of going on.
I feel like he looks like a lot of bartenders in Orlando.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't seen a lot of bartenders in Orlando, but yeah.
Yeah, so he's driving in right turns for so long that he has to take a whiz.
So basically, there's like 4 exhaustive shots of the bike on the road, all wide shots where he seems to just be taking nothing but a right turn, like the entire time. And if it's 4 shots, then he has to find himself going in a perfect circle.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you, but sometimes when I spin around a little bit too fast, I need to go to the toilet.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
when he parks up, he pulls out, which I wasn't sure if it was like a joint or like a stubbed out cigarette, like a half cigarette. It looked like a joint though, and it was a 70, so I'm going to think it was a joint. He was holding it like a joint. You know? Not
that this is anything that I'm like particularly proud of, but if you can't finish a cigarette at some point, you can sometimes put it back in the pack. Get it later.
Ew.
It stinks. Smelly. But
yeah, of course it is. But he goes over, and it doesn't even look like he's walking over to a bush, but he walks over.
Well, he's parked the bike on what looks like a general footpath.
In not even necessarily
the woods, but like on the outskirts.
Definitely
of the
not
woods.
On a street.
No, he was on roads, and now he's ended up on what is probably a general footpath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he goes to do a tinkle.
He does, and it is instantaneous.
Yeah.
He basically gets his dick out to piss, and the bushes part.
They separate
right in front of his dick. And then, so as the bushes separate, you know, which is obviously Bigfoot, like going like peekaboo. I see your penis. And the guy is so startled, and he's standing there like not holding his dick. His dick is just there, like through the fly of his jeans.
Yeah, because I wondered that. Like, he's not like just pulled it out and then just let it run free to do its urination.
No, because I feel like if you're peeing and you get startled, you maybe are still holding your penis. Right? Like, imagine it.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I'd like to think he was.
Like,
he
you're
didn't
doing
just
a pee-pee right now.
Pull it out, and he's just like doing a pee-pee.
Like, you're like you're arched your back, you know, and you're just like letting it fly free and just letting it pee-pee.
Yeah, and that's what I was like. Maybe that's what he was doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I want you to think about it, Ryan. So you just got off your motorcycle. Okay. You get a little puff. You're gonna take a whiz. Mm-hmm. Like,
about to have the trip of my life.
You're holding your wiener. Mm-hmm. And Bigfoot comes. And he startles you. Like, did you let go of your penis in that?
Potentially, but I mean, I'm certainly not standing completely still at the side of where I am.
Like, you're so startled and shocked.
Yeah, like clutching at pearls, just like no, you know.
Yeah, he's just standing there with his wiener just hanging out, and he's not holding it. He's looking at Bigfoot. I don't think you even see Bigfoot in this moment.
You see his hand. You see his arm.
Hairy arms.
Yeah, he sees his arm.
But what happens is Bigfoot grabs this biker's dick.
Yeah, so if you ever thought you'd never hear a detailed breakdown of a biker getting his dick ripped off, well, here it comes.
He lifts the biker up by his dick, seemingly, because his feet, the biker's feet, leave the ground.
Yes.
And, like, you don't really see anything except drops of blood hitting the grass.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it is wild. It is wild, because I rewound it 3 times to watch it, and he literally lifts this guy up by his dick.
Oh, shit, right, okay. Because, like,
right off the
Bigfoot
ground.
gets a right good handful.
Oh, he really does.
Yeah.
And, like, I can see why Bigfoot would be mad. Like, you're in your house, maybe. Like, your home, your forest is your home, and some guy just whips his wang out.
Pisses on your
tries
face.
to pee on you.
Yeah.
You'd be really mad, and he's already a very angry creature.
Bigfoot has some obvious anger management problems.
Right. And so instead of saying, hey, man, try not to piss on me, he's like, I'm gonna rip your dick off.
Yeah, so I'm gonna rip your dick off. I mean, this is maybe how things work out in the animal kingdom. Like, you gotta just get put in your place.
I mean, I was working in Virginia last week, and I saw a cow piss on another cow, and the cow put his head right in the pee. No dicks got ripped.
Okay.
No one got angry.
They're all ladies though. The cows.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any
I guess you
dicks
can't rip
a
lady dick off, but
no.
there was no anger there between well, maybe that's just women don't get so mad. I don't know.
Maybe not.
Maybe men just have
anger issues. Do you find that happens like quite a bit? Is that what happens in the ladies' toilets? Is like, look,
just punch each other in the vagina.
Shut up! I'm just gonna piss on your face. It's like, oh, okay.
No, that doesn't typically happen. We usually just give
Margaret.
each other like advice on love and makeup and fashion. That's what happens in ladies' toilets.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, you're being dead serious, right?
I am being dead serious.
Oh, okay.
You make a lot of friends when you're drunk in a toilet at a bar.
Huh.
You know?
Yeah.
They don't last forever.
Yeah, you don't really do that in the male toilets. It's like, you know, you're not going to go to a urinal and then start having a chat. It's like, you looking at my dick, bro?
Usually when you're washing your hands, not when you're actually toileting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I don't, and I also don't feel like there's a lot of anger and like pulling each other's dicks off, like ripping them off in the men's toilet either.
No, I've not had that issue. But for the most part, I don't use a urinal. I use a cubicle.
Like your
instead.
privacy?
I like my privacy. Plus, I remember being attacked in toilets before, so I never really liked using the urinal. So it always made me a little bit self-conscious.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, so I just go into the.
Are you
cubicles. Okay? No.
So, when I assume either the biker's dick is fully detached from his body, and you don't see the biker fall to the ground or anything, all you see is him. There's blood everywhere. Blood everywhere. And the biker is just clutching at his just dripping
and he's
crotch
stumbling
area.
towards the camera.
And he's like grabbing at the patch where I assumed his dick would be. But I thought there was something there, like it was like fleshy bits or something.
It looked like this little fleshy tube that he was like holding on to. So like it was like... It
wasn't a full clean rip.
No, it wasn't. It looks
I was like, oh no, it looks like there's bits.
But he's like stumbling towards the camera. He's going towards his bite. He's like, oh no. And again, like everything in this movie, it just lasts a little bit too long.
Way too long.
Oh, God,
and then he's up next to his motorcycle, and it looks like he's there's just blood dripping on the motorcycle. I'm like, is he still peeing blood?
Yeah, pissing blood
like he still
all over
really
the
had
motorcycle.
to pee.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, that's it.
It's
all in all about 7 shots or something.
It's way too many.
Yeah.
But it was really funny. It was something I hadn't seen before, so I appreciated that. But the professor was telling us after that scene, he's like, "Didn't any blood out, bled to death, right? Bled to death from."
He's like, bled to death from his injuries. It was obvious it was Bigfoot.
Definitely
Bigfoot. Could not have been anything else. Like
I never found the penis.
They never found the penis. And then obviously he's told him the story, and he's just like, well, let's get some sleep.
remember nothing from the rest of this film. Like, there's a couple, like, smatterings of things I remember, but as
there's
soon
also
as that
like
scene was
obvious
over,
quality issues with watching it at like 320p on YouTube. Is the fact there's a lot of stuff that's very dark. So there is a lot of that sort of stuff. I mean, one of the things that's too dark to see is obviously the flashback. It's such a weird thing to say, but it's his flashback of another story being told from another character's perspective. It's also a flashback where obviously crazy Wanda, the reason Wanda goes crazy is because she has sex with Bigfoot.
No, you walked out. I was watching this movie today, and you walk out, and it's like, oh, Bigfoot's shagging crazy Wanda. And I go, Ryan, I do hope you know that that's called rape. Like, this isn't like sexy Bigfoot. It's not like a Shape of Water situation where you've got like a sexy creature from the Black Lagoon type of thing where he's got a great ass and we still don't know how his penis works. Like, no, this is a psychotic creature from the woods that is raping this poor woman like seemingly all the time. Like, it seems like it's happened a lot. Like, I don't know if that was the first time it happened, but it seemed like it happens all the time. Where
Bigfoot was bringing her gifts.
Was he?
Yeah.
It did not seem consensual. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on.
In terms of her like finding herself in situations that are relatively compromising.
Let me clarify here that by bringing gifts to someone, that does not constitute consent. I just need to clarify that. Just because a gift doesn't mean I want to have sex with anybody.
That was more a literal thing. Like, Bigfoot does bring her gifts.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
It just sounded for a second like, I'm like, oh, okay, he brought her gifts. No. He still rapes her. She's fucking screaming.
I mean, the first time
and daddy, creepy old man's watching from the porch. And I swear to God, he says like, oh, you deserve it, you horrible creature.
Yeah, he's like, very religious. He's very Christian.
It's like, This isn't her choice. Oh my God, it was horrible. And it went on, once again, way too long.
It did go on too long, and it was also very loud. Yeah, it was also very dark.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But like, good God.
But Wanda...
This movie.
Wanda is definitely in situations where, they're compromising, I suppose.
Indeed.
One of my favorite bits in it, and I'm not saying that this is a nice thing that happens, but like the father like is beating her in her story, and beating her because she likes a boy, whatever, right? And he just starts shouting, "I'm saving your soul, you ungrateful bitch." I think that was bloody funny.
He's a gross dad.
Yeah, he's awful.
Bad
he's like
dad.
Yeah, he's like the father in the Texas Chainsaw movies. Not anywhere near as good. But he's like the one. He's the oldest one, the step below, like actual grandpa does all the hammering.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get her head in the bucket, and it's like that shit. So
Oh gosh. The whole end of this movie is a complete slow-mo murder fest.
It's pretty awesome.
I actually did not hate at all. I kind of liked it. Like, he's choking this girl out, and her head's like swinging back and forth. Her hair looked really good, and there's just blood coming out of her mouth. Does someone get impaled with like a pitchfork?
Yes.
Through the back.
So someone gets impaled with a pitchfork. A throat gets slit. This Sasquatch, this Bigfoot's very ingenious when it comes to like.
He uses everything at his disposal.
Because you would think he would just, like, go up to someone and, like, just crush their fucking head. And then that would be the end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he doesn't. He just uses all these tools.
Yeah. Oh, God, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Oh, my God, leave me alone. And he burns his fucking face on the stove.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one is safe. No one's safe from his clutches.
Even crazy Wanda, like, burned her father alive.
There is a genuine sense of fear from the people in the story. That's when they become a little bit more convincing.
In the slow-mo parts? Where they can definitely get out of the house. Like, I don't know how fast Bigfoot is. I don't know if he's ever been clocked. But I don't feel like he would be particularly swift.
I mean, to be fair, that's maybe why it was shot in slow motion. Otherwise, you would never see what was happening. You know what I mean?
Like, 'cause he's so fast?
Yeah, maybe he's a swift fucker. Like, he just kind of goes in there and he's just
Got
like...
long legs, I guess.
He's like, what happened? Where is he? He's like, oh
Big
no,
strides.
I've got a pitchfork in my back. You know, it's crazy.
And I'm still not sure what happened to the Bigfoot baby.
There's some sort of intimation. Well, yeah, because she's had sex with Bigfoot. She gives birth to a human Bigfoot hybrid baby. Right. Yeah. So I'm assuming because the father's like, I killed the baby, and there's they dig up the grave and find it's not there. So I'm assuming he kind of just let the baby go, or Bigfoot took the baby. Okay. Or the baby that's now going around like murdering is like that's the baby.
I'm not sure of the timeline. It's a bit wibbly wobbly, obviously.
Well, who knows how quickly these Bigfoots like grow, like how quickly they do.
I have no idea.
You know, could be anything.
But yeah, she said she set her father on fire because he killed her baby and to protect Bigfoot, baby daddy.
You know, I like that when they get up to Wanda's door, someone who doesn't speak, who's like, we know doesn't talk. And they're like, do you mind if we come in to have a talk? And it's like, well, she's not going to fucking say anything, is she?
I feel like they're grabbing her all the time, and she's just always screaming.
This is also... She's
so traumatized.
Yeah, this is also 1979, though. You know, this is also the same movie where they only bring the women to the campsite so that they can do all the cooking and cleaning.
Oh, yeah. So
they say that in the movie.
The only reason they brought her was so she'd do the dishes.
Yeah. And she's like, okay.
No problem, chaps.
Yeah. Subservient. So,
Indeed.
Yeah. Why are those Girl Scouts running through the woods with, like, kitchen knives? That's my thing. I didn't understand that was I didn't realize that was happening.
I don't think in Girl Scouts you get knives. You do in Boy Scouts. You get those little...
But they weren't pen knives, though. You don't
I'm just trying to connect it with something that would make sense.
Try and make sense. Yeah.
But I don't know. They wouldn't let me in the Girl Scouts, so I don't know if you get knives or not.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. But you... did you go to one of those camps?
Used to be in something called the Boys Brigade.
Oh, right. Because that's the cutest name ever.
Which was to do with the RNLI, which was more to do with the lifeguards.
Oh.
Yeah, the Boys Brigade, if I remember.
That's cute.
Yeah, I mean it's ironic though because like I'm terrified of deep water, so like it wouldn't have led to anything other than me like finding a dark corner to cry in, but like there wouldn't have been anything.
Did you get a knife?
No, I was there. I think I went once.
Oh.
And that was it. Yeah, it was one of those. It was a one and done thing. Kind of like James Wasson with this movie. Quality over quantity. Yeah, I mean, you kind of sum the movie up. Like, it's poor vagrant woman ends up having sex with an animal.
That's not what happened. It was rape. It was rape, Bryant. There is controversy with this movie. I'm not sure if you have heard about this.
No.
But it was actually deemed and listed as a quote-unquote video nasty by the British Board of Film Classification.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So if you don't know what that term means, it's...
Look it up.
I mean, I could tell them.
I mean, you could name like a few things that you could deem to be a video nasty. Like, what would you think? What's the first thing that comes to your head when you think video nasty?
Well, I don't know. I just think about like really gory films. I can't think of a specific title.
Evil Dead.
Fair enough. Well, that makes sense because it's gory.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah.
And it's on video.
So it's a term that was used in the UK to refer to typically low-budget horror and exploitation films that were specifically distributed on video cassette because those weren't
widely available.
Yeah. So it was like a loophole in film classification. So you didn't have to go through like the review process. So they didn't have to give it a rating because it was on tape.
It was on tape, yeah.
So,
I saw tons of stuff like that.
This movie was banned in the UK until January of 1994, where eventually it passed with an 18 rating.
What?
Yeah.
The fuck? Really?
Yeah. I've
seen far worse stuff that gets a rating.
Of course. But they took out 1 minute and 41 seconds worth of gore. The biker castration was removed.
Oh, okay.
And the part where the intestines, like the students' intestines are like coming out. They removed that stuff.
Yeah. You like that's near the end with the slow-mo thing. He rips the intestines out, starts swinging them around.
Yeah.
It
was really good.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
It was really good.
Yeah.
But eventually, it was actually released. So
Criterion needs to get on. This.
No.
Get some interviews, talk to folk. Like if they're still alive, obviously. Like
I actually am a little bit curious to hear like what this director's background was like. You know, like was it because it had money put into it. There's a lot of folk in this movie, and some of the people in this movie, not a lot of them, maybe only just a handful, like actually did go on to act in more films.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, would you recommend this movie?
Yeah, I mean, if you like this sort of thing. Yeah, it's bloody funny. It's really funny.
I should have watched it with you. Now, I think that's the thing about this type of film, this film in particular. Watch it with your friends.
It needs to be in like, you need to kind of be in the mood for it. We kind of looked at it like with a very analytical eye, and I guess that's when you start to fall asleep a little bit.
Yeah, I was not in the mood for this. And like, apparently I've seen it before and I don't remember. There are funny things. Like I was on Skype with you, Ryan, while you were watching it, and I had to turn the volume down because it was so fucking loud.
Well, here's the thing.
The screaming and the screeching. I will recommend this movie up to 30 minutes and 58 seconds where you see the motorcyclist's dick get ripped off.
Well, it's fine though, because the professor who tells the story turns into a dark man. That's what happens. Because most of his face is fucking burnt off from the stove, so he turns him into a dark man.
They didn't have the money to put that cool makeup on him to be like Liam Neeson.
Hey, look, all you need is some bandages. All right, that's all that we needed.
So, what did you rate this movie? Oh, you already said you rated it 5 stars on Letterboxd.
5 stars. It's funny.
Jesus Christ.
It's fucking funny. I think it's worthy of a 2. So at least
I'll give it a 2. The extra half stars for the wiener.
We have seen far worse. Far worse films on this podcast as well.
I disagree with that. Almost everything we have watched for this podcast have been amazing.
Oh, so you're saying In the Cut's better than this?
Yes.
Fuck no.
It
what sort of world are you in?
Rough world.
Yeah, exactly. All you In the Cut apologists out there, hang your head in shame.
No, it was worth it.
Fool-ish.
I'll watch In the Cut any day.
Ugh.
Well, maybe not every day.
No, I guess you wouldn't. No. Plus, good luck watching it after I throw it in the bin.
Okay, well then, what would you rate your visibility and context, penis-wise?
I mean, it's right there, so it's a 5 star. I'm assuming it's not a prosthetic.
Right.
Because it cuts away. All I'm like, I mean, I can just imagine what's happening in that scene. It's like, all right, Derek. Let's just say his name's Derek. It's like Derek.
His name's Rob.
Oh, his name's Rob. Yeah, fuck, Rob Champ.
Camp.
Oh, Camp. Why is it Camp? It's Champ.
Oh, Camp.
It's Champ. Rob Champ is what it is in the credit. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Well, then they spelled it wrong somewhere.
So either way, Rob. So like, Jeff's gonna like jump out the bush and he's gonna immediately go for your dick. So just wait. And then he just genuinely gets a massive handful.
Yeah.
Like you see everything, and it does cut away.
Yeah.
So it might not be real, but I like to think that it's definitely.
I do not think that this film had the budget in order to employ a prosthetic penis.
They put all their money in Bigfoot, and that was it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
They didn't have enough money to make his chest hairy, but they,
Well, remember, he's a hybrid.
One of these days, I'm going to go through Laura's masterclass of penis in popular cinema. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing here, but like,
right. Yeah.
Penises on film.
We need to actually get into popular cinema first, I think.
No, that's true. This certainly isn't that.
No, this
but
isn't.
Like, this penis goes into maybe the category of, I don't know if there's a category for like horror penises or
it's like B-movie trash.
Like melodramatic penises, maybe necessarily. Like it's a shock value penis. It's not a comedic penis.
Is this for your novel?
Well, no, it'll be like an actual, like I'm going to write articles about it. It's going to be real, based in fact.
Cool.
Because I have a master's degree in penises. But I think that this is more like the melodramatic use, like something where like in The Crying Game, you know what I mean? Where it's like used for shock value.
Yeah, that's a very
completely different, obviously. But like I'm trying to think of where you would put this penis in the category, because it is essentially there for shock value.
Yeah, this is like fun horror dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's great. It's a creative death that I really enjoyed.
Yeah. For Rob.
I think I would give that a like a 4.
Okay.
Or 3.5. I mean, it's daylight. So, yeah, not bad.
Yeah, don't let the 320p quality on the YouTube video distract you from the fact that that's, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, okay. All right. So.
Well, gosh, thank you, Ryan, so much for being here with me today.
That's not a problem.
Make sure everyone to rate, review, subscribe. It helps so much. It really does.
Yeah.
We need to get it out there, boys and girls.
Plus,
everybody.
we've got a lot more coming up this October, because October month is our
Spooky Penis Month. That's the working title.
Yeah, Halloween is what I would have said. So yeah, we'll be covering horror movies in October. Yeah,
we started on such a week to where we get 3 horror movies in this month, so we'll have 2 more.
Yeah.
For the month of October.
Very lucky.
Yes.
Aren't we very lucky?
Aren't we lucky? So watch out for that. We'll be dropping the names of those episodes the week before.
Dropping scary bombs.
So make sure to follow us on Instagram. Yeah. And if I get better at Twitter, on there too. That's fine.
Yeah. I'll leave you all the social media nonsense. I'm just here to tell jokes. Yeah, and if anyone has any tips, we probably won't do those movies, but like send us in your favorite horror movie penises on Instagram. I'd love to see it. Yeah. I want to see what everyone's favorite horror movie penis is. Yeah. There's a few. There are quite a few. So we've just done a small selection, but we'll do more next year, of course. Yeah. Well, coming to you from Crazy Wanda's cabin in the forest. Yeah. That's right. I've been Laura. I was trying to be like Crazy Wanda. She doesn't talk. You see. Get out of here. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm Ryan. I'm here. I'm fine. You'll be okay. Better. I'm not even joking. We are fucking getting a deadbolt for the front door and probably getting weapons. Because I do not swamp ass like coming up to the fucking door. Ape. Oh, ape. I'm calling him swamp ass now. Thanks, guys, for being here. Protect yourselves from swamp ape or Bigfoot or Yeti or whatever cryptid haunts your region of the world. And we will see you next time. See you soon. Oh, spooky voice. Oh, shit. Turn it off. He's coming.